this growing suspicion that car reviews for really, really expensive cars don't matter, like at all. I mean, do the ultra-rich base their purchase decisions on what some car reviewer guy thinks of the ashtray? Actually, it's a really, really nice ashtray, but how about this? Instead of pretending that anybody who's actually gonna buy an Aston Martin Vanquish Volante is actually watching, why don't I just describe the things you do when driving one?
Some elite cars can alienate you from humanity, but the Vanquish is the opposite. It's like a magnet for curious and enthusiastic passersby.
Buy a house, don't buy a car.
I got $3 cash, bro. Please don't crash that car, bro. Fresh car, I promise.
For some reason, even though people love to look at the car, nobody seems to know what it is. Is it a Ferrari? Is it a Mazda? Honestly, I've actually been asked both.
Yeah.
What kind of car is that?
It's an Aston Martin.
A what?
Aston Martin Vanquish. Oh, thank you so much.
The best response is a simple, friendly Aston Martin with optional mention of England and maybe James Bond. To manage the constant influx of questions without looking like an entitled idiot, it's good to memorize the following. The Vanquish Volante is powered by a 6-liter V12. Technically, it's 5,935 cubic centimeters, but who's counting? With 565 horsepower and a very simple one-touch launch control system, it'll hit 60 in 4.1 seconds. It doesn't come with a manual transmission, but it does come with a 6-speed automated manual gearbox, which is kind of like a manual minus the clutch pedal. And no, it's not as good as a modern dual clutch. Top speed is 183 miles per hour, but doing so top down isn't advisable unless you want to lose your napkin and maybe your burrito. As for price, well, it's $300,000. And yeah, a house probably is a smarter investment, huh? Okay, these might look like seats, but you'll never use them without making serious enemies. So, pick your poison. Make your friends suffer, or just ditch them completely. Without a single serious cup holder in the car, there's really only one spot for your huge cola. Dress accordingly. Any old convertible can increase your daily ration of sun and wind, but the Vanquish Volante does it better. The windshield is low and narrowly outlined, leaving a mostly unbroken expanse of sky above, blissfully exposing you to the elements, unless you'd rather not be. You might applaud the weight savings afforded by its carbon fiber body panels, or you might fear paying an ungodly sum to replace the low, unprotected carbon fiber front fascia. Either way, Aston's Ultimate GT will fill you with respect for the lightness, rigidity, and expense of carbon fiber. Careful with those driveways. I know I said nobody cares about my opinion on ashtrays, but man, look at this thing. The machining is excellent. Raw material expertly crafted into something useful. They're certainly cheaper, but there are not nicer ways to store your quarters and dimes. With enough time, even amazing things can seem boring, but I like to think Vanquish owners will still savor their car's stitched leather seats and satisfying metal controls years from now. Like an elderly couple holding hands in the park, that's the kind of love that warms my heart. Don't get me wrong, the Aston Martin Vanquish is a legitimate performance car, but its spirit objects to trying too hard. There's an effortless grace in how the car looks and drives. It gains speed quickly and traces curvy roads ably, but the Vanquish doesn't need to roast its tires every stoplight just to get attention. As the driver, the classy thing to do is to follow the car's example. High-priced cars sometimes seem excessive, even crass. The Vanquish Volante isn't one of them. Yes, it's expensive, but drive one and you're not overcome with thoughts of expense. You're overcome with appreciation for excellence. It's a vehicle that surrounds you with beauty, both handcrafted in England and engineered by Mother Nature. The Aston Martin Vanquish Volante is the kind of car worth aspiring to, and maybe more importantly, the kind of car worth sharing.
Don't break the Vanquish.
we gonna wrap up, we gonna wrap up tonight. And if we die.
guys, I'm Shmi and this is the Aston Martin Lagonda Taraf here at the Geneva Motor Show. This is the new Aston Martin Lagonda Taraf. The car originally popped up in some press pictures in the Middle East a couple of months ago, but there was very little information about what exactly it was. Well, Aston Martin have brought it here to Geneva and have feasted us with some more details. So the car has the 6-litre V12 engine we're familiar with, 540 PS. 200 of them will be built, available in the Middle Eastern markets and European markets. It comes at a price of £580,000 plus tax and options. So once you have your car spec'd up, you're likely looking at £750,000. So it's an incredibly exclusive hyper saloon, as it were. Aston learned from the 177 and the V12 Zagato about exclusive vehicles, of course. Let's take a look around at some of the design features and then take a look inside. The Lagonda name obviously has a lot of history. Lagonda Taraf, the name for this vehicle. Presumably most customers will be using it as a chauffeur vehicle, so let's take a look first at the rear space. Smart, spacious, finest leathers, custom interior. Mounted screens on the seat rests, of course. Let's take a quick look in the front as well while we're here. Very familiar Aston Martin look. A lot of the car is, of course, the exclusivity comes with it. A special vehicle. So round front, it's got a completely new look, a much larger front grille that reaches out into the lights, which again have a new design. Elegance and exclusivity, I think, sum up the Lagonda Taraf. 0 to 60, 4.6 seconds, top speed 195 miles an hour plus, 300 grams of CO2 per kilometre. Some very, very good looks. Aston Martin exclusivity. What do you think of the new Lagonda? Anyway, we have now been able to take a look at it, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheers! I hope you're enjoying my content from this year's Geneva Motor Show. Be sure to check out videos of all of the other new releases right here on the Shmi 150 channel, and of course be subscribed for plenty more supercar videos in the future. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheers!